What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Confused Creative Podcast, where we talk all things culture, connection, and creativity. It's your girl, Tiny, and thank you so much for clicking play for this video or for this audio. There are so many podcasts out there, and you could be listening to any of them, but you clicked on mine. And for that, I appreciate you. I'm very new to podcasting. I just hate even saying that. I'm very new to podcasting. I don't know why I hate it. I just felt like, I don't know, I never really saw myself as like, oh, a podcaster, but I do love to talk. I do love to share opinions, to exchange thought ideas. So I feel like this is the best platform to do that. For the young listeners, I feel like, you all are finding your way. You're trying to find what fits for you. And I want to tell you, I'm still on that journey as well. You're not alone. Speaking of podcasts, I want to talk about something that I absolutely fucking hate. I absolutely fucking hate it. The word oversaturation when it comes to what you want to do. Oh, the podcasting world is oversaturated, or the rap industry, the music industry is oversaturated. Just oversaturation. I hate this thought, this term. I just hate it because I feel like something can definitely be oversaturated, right? But how can your dream or your passion be oversaturated? To be honest with y'all, I was very hesitant to start this pod because I will have conversations with, certain people, and they will say like, oh, the podcasting world is oversaturated. It's oversaturated. Don't nobody need no more pods. Turn everyone's mic off. Like, that's like the stigma out about podcasts in general. Like, motherfuckers is just tired of hearing people talk. Like, they don't want to hear opinions that are rooted in nothing, which I get, and that's valid. And it's also there's also a very toxic culture that's out when it comes to podcasting. The men with the mics. It's not just men. It's men, women, but the men with the mics. It's a epidemic. But I don't feel like podcasting is oversaturated. Like, yes, there are millions and millions of podcasts, but when you bring your own story, when you bring your own background, when something is authentic, there's no way it can be oversaturated because there's only one you. There's no such thing as too many voices, right? No such thing as too many people having podcasts. There is a such thing as there not being enough perspective. When we all think the same, when we all have the same opinion, when there's no diversity of thought, for sure it's oversaturated if we're talking that. But when you have your own mind and you have your own perspectives on things, this lane could never be oversaturated for you, ever. I remember like growing up feeling like I was always too opinionated, like I was always questioning something that other people weren't questioning. And I would get in trouble for like that part of me. It would get me into a lot of stuff. But now I'm realizing that's my currency. My currency is to be able to think critically and have a different opinion from the masses and to be able to articulate that. I know there's a lot of y'all that are probably super opinionated, that are just always thinking, always reading, always learning, and just that appreciate good conversation and appreciate, different perspectives. There's a lane for you. There's always going to be a lane for you because not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people know how to, not be this group thinker. And it's not a bad thing. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. But if you're more on the intellectual side, if you're someone that, like me, always got in trouble for expressing your opinion or having a difference in opinion, or sometimes we'll get into shit with your friends because you're the one in the room that's saying something that needs to be said, this might be a lane for you. And don't let anyone tell you that it's not. The demand for podcasts is going to be infinite because audiences are infinite. People are infinite. Like, we're going to always be growing. We're going to always be having new perspectives. There's no way that this lane can be oversaturated for you. Because when y'all be saying that podcasting is oversaturated, I don't think that you believe that. I just think you have a fear of motherfuckers not listening to you. to what you have to say. And that's a valid ass fear. I can post this right now and nobody will give a fuck. And that has to be a risk that I'm willing to take. But to sit here and say like, oh, I'm not gonna podcast because everybody already doing that, everybody already doing that. No, bitch, you're scared. Because you know what else is oversaturated? Being a basic bitch. So you gonna let, because everybody is doing it and you don't want to be like nobody else, you gonna not walk in your purpose because of that? It's a lot of ego. That's a lot of ego. Okay. Now I will say, instead of saying that podcasting is oversaturated, we can say that people are being more selective with what podcasts they listen to, and as they should be. People are not going for the same opinions, the same point of views. People are getting smarter and they're evolving. This intellectual shit is a currency. It's going to be a currency. So people are just really getting it together and they're really thinking critically now, and they know that they're not just going to listen to just anything. And I think that puts this different level of pressure on not just podcasters, but just anyone in entertainment, anyone that, you know, maybe writes or, you know, public figures in general. It puts this different type of pressure on them to know what the fuck they're talking about. Because if you get on this mic, if you get behind this mic and say some bullshit, people are going to call you out. People are gonna call you out, and like you can't hide from it. Like what you believe in, what you read, what you talk about, all of that is gonna show up in your conversation and in the things that you say on these podcasts. And people just not going for the okie doke anymore. So I will say there's more pressure on podcasters now, I feel like, to actually say something of substance. Motherfuckers can't just get on here and yap. I mean, some people like the yapping. I like to hear some people yap. But for the most part, motherfuckers want to hear you say something. Motherfuckers want to hear that you have value, that you can add value to their current thought process, you know. And I'm still fine. Hey, I'm not nobody. I'm just saying these are things that I've noticed about the word oversaturation. Because one thing that beats oversaturation though is consistency. Like, and that kind of stings for me to say, because a goal that I have is to be consistent with my endeavors. I feel like I could be much further if I did have that consistency. But when we talk about oversaturation, if you started doing something in 2023 and you still doing that shit in 2028, you're gonna see growth, you're gonna see progress. People are gonna fuck with you, like, you know. So forget the fearful thoughts that nobody is gonna listen to you. Forget the fearful thoughts of you being bad at it. I'm bad. I feel like I'm bad at this shit right now. Like, the fact that I'm sitting here talking to myself is crazy. I'm talking to y'all, like my audience, but like, I don't know who my audience is gonna be. I don't know who is gonna be behind that computer that's gonna actually watch me, that's gonna want to watch me. I don't know that. And they can watch me and be like, I don't want to listen to this bitch no more. Like, it's so much embarrassment and humiliation that can come behind doing some shit like this. Like, oh my God. And I'm not a person that really likes being, okay, whatever. Y'all can say what y'all want. I am a little introverted, a little bit. I don't like being in the spotlight. Contrary to what I do professionally, I don't be wanting to be in the spotlight. Like, even right now, I feel like, why am I I don't want to be perceived. I don't want to have this conversation. Like, I'm introverted when it comes to that. Where is I going with this? But this shit is not easy. Like, even sitting here talking to myself, like, I got to get my reps in. Consistency, that's what we were talking about. Consistency really is key. It's key to everything. Like, if I get on here every week and at least get in front of this computer and talk, that's something. We winning with something, like, you know. So I would say, whatever it is, be consistent. You have to be willing to be bad at something. You have to be willing to be bad. You have to be willing to feel stupid, to feel inadequate. That creates growth. That creates character. For you motherfuckers that just naturally be good at shit, hey, listen, I feel bad for you when you finally run into something that you're not fucking good at. It's gonna test you. It's gonna it's gonna break your fucking ego down. Okay? Cause I don't be, but you know what I noticed though? I feel like growing up, I'm just always the underdog with everything. Like everything that I've applied for or gotten, I haven't gotten on the first time around. Like I've always had to really put in work for everything that I want. But I feel like because of that, I'm not scared of failure. I'm not scared of failure at all. Like I was never the top of my class, like grades and beauty and brains. Like I never felt like I was really number one at anything. But because of that, I'm not scared to try anything. I've been bad at everything. And there are some things that I have been good at too. But because I felt like I've never really been the shit, like I know listen, this is not a moment for y'all to try to hype me up and be like, no, you're the shit. I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm saying like at a craft or at something, like I don't feel like, besides like dancing and performing, I will say performing in theater and performing with dance, those are the two things that I felt like when I was a part of that, I was the best at. I was the best. Like I was the best in my group. I was the best for, not like best like better than them, but I knew that I had a shine. Like I came through. But when it comes to just other things like learning new things, I've never been the best at it. But because of that, I'm not scared to try anything. I'm not scared to look dumb. And as I'm talking about this right now, because like I said, this is challenging for me. Sitting here talking on this mic, this is challenging. Because one is just me in here. Okay. It's just me in here. So I really have to create the conversation. I really have to create that essence and aura that y'all are here with me. But I'm not good at this right now. I'm not good at this. But it's not about being good. It's about showing up. So consistency and show up. Hold on. We got to take a little puff break. You know, that's what Confused Creative is really about. Trying new things. Because as I'm trying this new thing with podcasting and not having a guest, not having anyone to bounce off of, I'm uncomfortable right now. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm a little uncomfortable. But I feel myself growing. Like literally, I can feel myself growing because I showed up today to pod. And that's what matters, okay? All right, so let's take a pause on that conversation of oversaturation. Let's talk about our media piece of the week. Ooh, let me think of mine. I got mine. Okay, I want to talk about a show. I want to talk about Stranger Things season 5. Is it 5 that they're on? I think it's 5. Stranger Things season 5. Let me double check. Yeah. Stranger Things season 5. So I'm not like a huge fan of Stranger Things. I've watched past seasons and they were good. It's like a really good show. But this season 5, oh, they're taking it. I'm really enjoying the storytelling. I'm really enjoying the cast, seeing them as adults, because they look like grown men now. Like when they started, they were kids. And now, kind of similar to a show like The Chi, we're seeing them grow up. So it's cool to see that. It's cool to see that these characters are growing up and they're growing with the story. We're growing with them. But I'm only on like episode, I think 3. And I'm really enjoying it so far. It being set back in the 80s, there's like a certain feel that comes with it. It's very retro. Like I'm just feeling the vibe of it. I'm feeling the vibe of it. And you know what else Stranger Things does a good job at? The emotion, the emotional aspect, the emotions in these relationships, how much these families care for each other. But let me tell y'all a little bit of what's going on right now in Stranger Things season 5, of where I'm at. So right now, I don't know none of these characters' names, by the way. That probably will help. But right now, we're at a place where the kids of Stranger Things, they are finally understanding this monster entity that has been running their fucking lives for the past few years. They're finally understanding how this thing operates. So the monster is still doing his thing, still stealing folks, but the boys, they figured out that this monster preys on its victims by going into their psyche and like going within them, and they can like see, they can see what that victim sees. And right now the little sister of the group, she got taken, and now they're trying to find her, and it's a whole bunch of other shit going on. Listen, Stranger Things, I need to get more hip with the characters and all of that. But Stranger Things, they're doing it. They're doing it right now. So I recommend watching Stranger Things. If you don't have anything to watch, if you're new to Stranger Things, like I said, it is on its 5th season though. So I don't know if you're going to binge watch all of that. But even if, like I said, I kind of skipped over a couple seasons, and I don't really know everything that happened, but I have a pretty good gist of the story. So Stranger Things, they doing their thing. They doing their thing. And you know what I really like about Stranger Things too? It's not this like cheesy kid show. You know, like there are kids in the show, but this real life. These motherfuckers cussing, okay? They doing them. And I just don't like shows that try to keep it so kid friendly, all this shit. Bitch, we want to see real life, whether that motherfucker's a kid or not. Okay, so I really like that Stranger Things, they keep it real. They keep it real on that show. And I love the little white kids. I love the white kids. They eating it up. They eating it up. Okay, the last little bit about oversaturation. If you have something that you want to do, if you have an industry that you want to pivot to, do it. I don't care how many people are doing it, how many of your friends, your peers are doing it, do it. Because no one can bring what you can bring. It's only saturation if you being a copycat, okay? Don't be no copycat. It's okay to take inspiration from people that you admire. Even when you take inspiration, it's okay to give credit too. You can cite your sources at the end of the video. No one will be mad. So if you're gonna copycat, there's a way to copycat. Okay? Be inspired, but don't copy. Because if you copy, now we have a problem. Now this bitch is definitely oversaturated. Don't just regurgitate what your favorite rapper, podcaster, singer does. Like, make it you. Pull that inspiration though. We all, and that's another thing. Let me talk about that real quick. We all pull inspiration from different sources, from people, from books, from media. We all pull inspiration. So when you see something that's being done that is kind of similar to what you're doing, that doesn't mean that person is copying you. It just means that energy is just never created or destroyed. It's just recycled. So we all are living in the same energy. We have the same thoughts sometimes. All of our subconsciouses are connected, okay? So sometimes we're gonna have the same ideas. That doesn't mean a bitch is copying you. For example, some podcasts that I watch that are way bigger, they doing shit that I had written down in the journal. I said, oh, this bitch is doing exactly what I'm doing. But what the fuck? They copied me? They don't even know me. They don't even know of me. Like, you know? So it's just like, not everyone's copying you. But also at the same time, for the people that are copying, don't do that, boo. Just take inspiration, cite your sources. It's okay to be inspired, and I feel like they'll respect that. But yeah, don't let this oversaturation gag get you. Like I said, I'm talking about whatever industry. It's okay. Nothing is ever saturated. Bring your own mind, bring your own thoughts, show up as authentically you. And sometimes that's hard to do because we don't know if we're going to be accepted. As a creative, it's easy to say like, oh, just be you, just be you. What if they don't like that? And podcasting is an industry where you have to have an audience. You have to have people that fuck with you. And there's this fear there that no one's gonna fuck with us. Are you gonna do it anyway? Like, you know? So, and like I said, if you keep uploading that video, somebody gonna click on it. Somebody gonna relate to you. Your people are gonna find you. But it's kind of like when you get like a new hairstyle. Like, you know, when people lock their hair for the first time and they're going through like this awkward phase with their locks. That's exactly what it's like starting a podcast or starting a new business or starting a new venture. Everyone is looking at you. It's this new thing. You're doing it. Some people are probably talking shit like, oh, this is cheesy. This is corny. What is she doing? What is he doing? What is this? What is that? Like, people are going to have their thoughts, their opinions. But I'm telling you, later on down the line, Okay? When you really start popping it, okay? Because I know you are. Them motherfuckers gonna be like, okay, damn. They stuck with it and they can see the fruits of your labor. So yeah, like just keep with that shit. But yeah, like I said, like when you're getting locks for the first time, there's this awkward phase. That's what podcasting is like. It's this awkward phase. I'm in the awkward phase. Like, so it's awkward. You trying to figure out your setup, your lighting, and things are going to change over time. You don't need to have it all together from the very start. Like, you got to get your reps in though. You got to get them reps in. So just like working out, you got to show up. You got to show up to that mic. You got to show up to that laptop. Whatever it is that you're doing, you got to write. You got to read. This podcasting, saying podcasting is so like, it doesn't even encompass everything that podcasters are. Because when you're a podcaster, you're probably a journalist. You probably write articles. You probably produce your own content. So you're a producer. You probably edit. So you're an editor. You're a whole freaking filmmaker. Like, we're filmmakers out here. For my talk show, Beyond the Brush, me and my co-host, before we film, my co-host and I are meeting months in advance consistently to get on the same page, to create that chemistry. I'm researching, I'm looking up topics, I'm writing down topics. Every time I hear an interesting topic, I'm jotting it down. I'm producing. Then when I get on the show, I'm hosting. And then once all of the filming is over, I'm editing. I'm the social media manager around this motherfucker, okay? Like, if Michael Jackson said, everyone's dancing and singing, I'll sit this one out, we wouldn't have no Michael. We wouldn't have no Michael. If Wendy Williams said, everybody talking about the tea. Like, no, but can't nobody talk the tea like Wendy. Can't nobody do what you're doing but you. Only you. So that's what I have to say about oversaturation. I think it's dumb. I think, again, like, you just gotta commit. And I'm talking to me first, but you just gotta commit. You gotta commit. And, the fruits of your labor will show. Commit to the craft, whatever that may be. Stop looking at everybody else. I mean, you can look at everybody else as long as you're not comparing yourself, as long as you're not getting in your own head. Stay steadfast on what you want, what your brand is, what your vision is. Okay? All right, creative cousins, I want to end by doing a word of the day. So as you all know, word of the day is important to me because I feel like, as Black people, literacy is very important for us. It's very important that we can articulate ourselves, that we can stand up for ourselves in the time of need, and that we can express our feelings and our emotions. I just remember so many times being in situations where I could not articulate what I was trying to say. And I'm just like, I need to know more words. So that's why we're going to do word of the day. Okay? Let's see what my word of the day is going to be. Okay, my word of the day is going to be foster. So instead of using the word create, sometimes we can use the word foster. So foster, Foster. Now foster is not really like a crazy word. Like, I'm sure we've all heard the word foster, but we don't use it enough. So let's define it. Foster is to encourage or promote the development of something, typically something regarded as good. Fostering your relationships, fostering your craft, fostering your relationship with your spirituality, with your health, fostering an environment for your home. I think the word foster and create are different. You can create something all day, but to continue to foster it, to continue to pour into that thing is a whole different scenario. So foster is going to be my word of the day. Let me know y'all word of the day. Drop it down in the comments. Thank y'all for listening to the Confused Creative Podcast. I'm your girl Tiny, and that's all. Bye.